I'm Anne, I'm a grandparent. I've got one child that I'm bringing up from the age of 1. My daughter started using drugs at a very early age. About 3 years into that, when she was about 18, she had a daughter, which is now the little girl that I'm looking after. She was on the at-risk register with social services, but to my mind, they weren't doing their job. So I literally went in one day and scooped her off the floor, and that was the end of it. She never went back to that situation. She's 11 next May. When my daughter was pregnant, it was quite mixed feelings because of her lifestyle. It was quite worrying what kind of condition that the baby would be born in, and also that because she didn't stop using throughout her pregnancy. When the baby was born, when I walked into the hospital, I thought to myself, I can't believe how huge she is, how healthy she is. I expected to see this tiny rabbit of a baby that had been deprived of more or less everything, as far as diet and everything was concerned. But no, it was an emotional thing. And from that day onwards, my bond was there. That was it. And I looked out for her ever since that time. Things started to deteriorate. I could see things changing, whereas she was doing a bit of washing, she was feeding her, she was clearing up the dishes on the floor. I could see things sliding. There were things in the flat that were unsafe for a child. There was no gates in place when she was crawling. There was things hanging off with nails hanging out. There was a few dirty dishes on the floor. The cleanliness and the actual neglect was showing quite a lot at that time. I felt as if at the very beginning that I was getting something of her back, that she'd become a mother now and that lifestyle would stop, because this was a precious little girl that was born perfectly, very pretty, very sweet. And we did everything, my husband and I at the time, to get her the prams, all the things that babies need. And I saw a bit of a change in her. I thought perhaps this is just what she needed, a bit of motherhood, to give her a bit of responsibility, to see this child that she created. But no, it wasn't to be. Initially, I wasn't going to take her on. I took them to court for a residence order at the time, and I thought that would straighten her out and think, well, if that's what my mum's going to do to me, I shall go to court and I'll fight for her. But that never happened. So once the order was granted, she stayed with me. I was the mum, the dad, the grandma, wasn't I? All rolled into one. Things changed as far as I wasn't doing things that people my age group would be doing. I didn't have the freedom to do the things that I wanted to do. It was looking for babysitters, really, every time I wanted to do anything or go anywhere or to keep appointments. And that was quite claustrophobic at the beginning because I wasn't used to it. I'd done my child rearing and now I was back to square one again. In the early days of taking on my first granddaughter, I felt quite isolated and looked for organisations that would possibly be able to help me as far as benefits were concerned, or organisations where I could share with people in the same situation as mine. And time and time again, the Grandparents Association came up. And I did speak and join and was a member and still are today. And I have done some radio work for them, interviews pertaining to being a grandparent. They're very helpful when it comes to any advice that you want, both legally as referring to residence orders, how to go about getting benefits and help generally. Yes, they've been very, very kind and very, it's kind of a counselling situation sometimes, because then you don't feel that you're on your own. Being a grandparent to me isn't like being a grandparent, it's like being a mother and really a father, because you're hands-on. I'm a single grandparent, I haven't got a partner. So I don't see myself as a grandparent, I see myself more as a mother, really. To be a grandparent, you can give them back when they play up, but in my situation, you have to deal with everything.